Erwin, he needs 20. Media thread continues into May. Let's just double check there. Yeah. Do you think I talked about too much Bang Dream last time? That's not gonna change this month. So, if you don't want to hear a guy just go on about how great Bang Dream is, feel free to skip this one, I guess. Yeah, man. It's 2 months. 2 months this fucking thing took over my entire brain, and I don't regret it for a single second. Because it was so worth it. But yeah, May 1st. Started the month off with episode of Roselia, Promise. Episode of Roselia 1, Promise. And I followed that up on May 4th with episode of Roselia 2, Song I Am. Yeah, might as well knock them both out at the same time since they're basically... It's 2 parts of the same story. So, from what I understand, this kind of... I think this leans into the game, because I think the game came out before this. Probably did. Yeah, I'm sure it did. So there's a mobile game called Girls Band Party. I have it on my phone. I've played it a bunch. I haven't gone back to it in a while. I should, because I want to, and it's fun. It's a rhythm game. Got the gacha thing where you get characters. You roll for characters and all that stuff. And the reason I bring this up, the game has these things, band stories, where they basically go through the formation of all the main bands in Bang Dream. With the first one being basically a text version of the entire first season of Bang Dream. And episode of Roselia 1 and 2, I believe, are basically animated versions of the Roselia band stories. So I'm pretty sure they came out after the game. The movies came out after the game. And yeah, I actually haven't... I've only ever gone through the first band story for Roselia, not the second, which I'm pretty sure is a lot of this, since that's a Neo aspect story. But, man, it was something interesting, because Roselia was introduced as, a very professional, very good band, and from all their performances, you can see it. They're really, really good at what they do. Which, again, is really funny to mention, because the first time they appear in Bang Dream is in Season 1, after they had a poor performance. At least if Lisa's reaction is anything to go by. This actually shows their formation. Yukina bringing everyone together, forming the band, their early performances and all that stuff as they find their way as Roselia. It's so interesting to see it because of how different it is from Poppin Potty's formation. And there's still some drama there with Roselia, but man, it was just so cool to see how they started out. Just the way that Yukina recruited Sayo and how similar they are to how they then went from, I think next was Akko, and then Lisa came on after that, and finally they ended up with Rinko. And they're great. They're just they're so cool. They really are very cool. I think it's really amusing seeing how serious Yukina takes everything, but also, it's just, I don't know. There's just something so great about their personalities and the way that they deal with things that are so different. And I think the thing that really got me is that there's a moment in the story where they have a falling out. I don't remember if it was in Promise or Song I Am, but the band kind of falls apart. And I believe, I can't remember which one it is, because they go to do a performance, and for some reason the performance just wasn't great. They didn't do well, and the crowd barely had a reaction. We don't see the performance. We only see the aftermath. And the claps that they get for their performance is smattering. It's only a few people. Which leads into the band almost completely breaking apart. Everyone tries to figure out why that happened. I think Yukina's reaction to all of it is the best part. Because you could think that she doesn't care because of how stone-faced she is through everything. And how she looks, how she's always so serious. But man, her take on that, which leads into one of my favorite moments in Bang Dream, as a whole. If someone said, what are your favorite thing? What's one, 3, 4, 5 year favorite moments from the entire series? One of them would be from the episode of Roselia's, which is when Yukina's at her lowest at the train station, and she talks with Kasumi. And she just randomly happens to be there with Kasumi and Poppin Potty. And Kasumi notices her. And I think it's also a great moment for Kasumi because she's like the airheaded ditz, you know? Like that's a lot of how she comes across. She's like really energetic and Genki and happy all the time, and yet it takes her a grand total of, I don't know, like 5 seconds of just looking at Yukina and like immediately realizing what's wrong. And she invites Yukina to watch Poppin Potty perform, and it's that watching them perform and seeing how the band gets along that inspires her and to go back and save Roselia. And I thought that was such a great moment, and I really, really loved it. And it's like it always stands out to me, everything about this sequence of events. And Song I Am, I know is really good too, because it actually has quite a bit of it. The thing about it is that when I was watching Song I Am, I think it was especially noticeable in Song I Am, it felt less like a movie and more like a few episodes of a Roselia-centric anime kind of glued together, which is not a bad thing. I enjoyed it because there was like 2 or 3 times I thought it was going to end, but then it went to like another story arc, because it has a story focusing on Akko and Rinko, which is really nice, and then it has a bit with Lisa of her trying to determine what her place in Roselia should be, since she feels like she's like the least talented of the whole group and she doesn't deserve to be there. Her talking with Sayo and all that and figuring that out before going into the big finale, and it's all wrapped up in dealing with Yukina's dad and performing at Future World Fest, which is something they talked about all the time in seasons 2 and 3. To finally see that at the end of Song I Am and how far they go, which Song I Am itself is a great Roselia song, and I mentioned it briefly earlier. I mentioned the Neo Aspect Roselia story, but I think Neo Aspect is like my favorite Bang Dream song of all of them that I've ever heard. It's incredible. I've listened to it so many times and I never get tired of hearing it. Everything about that song is fantastic. Good movies. So I kind of enjoyed them. Thought they were pretty good. Moving on, May 1st, May 4th, May 4th again was the second film live. Look at these full pictures. Yeah, they came out like looking like these long images instead. It's really hard to find like the official key arts for most things. Actually, I don't know why. I wish it was easier, but what can you do? Okay, a Film Live second stage. So Film Live second stage is cool for a few reasons. First, as you can see from the image, every band from the first one is here, and they added in layers over there for Reza Suilin and Mashiro for Morfonica. This is, as far as I'm aware, it's supposed to be the first time that Morfonica has been animated, and I was just surprised that they would just pop out of nowhere. Because like after Poppin Potty has their opening performance of Initial, which made me super happy, they hand off the performance reins to Morfonica, of all people, and I was like, what? I haven't even seen them yet. They're already here? But it was a great intro. Like, Morfonica, the main thing that stands out for them is they have a violinist on their band, and she just adds a whole new twist to what their music is like and what it sounds like just by having that in there. And also the other big difference is that unlike the first Film Live, which I'm pretty sure just uses the studio recordings for the songs, this one I found out later, even though I think it was obvious just listening to it, uses actual IRL live performances by the real bands. That's why it sounds so different. I don't think they're all from like the same single concert. I think it's just from a bunch of different concerts that all the bands performed at, like over the years. But it's cool. It's like a cool idea. It gives it a much more live show feeling. I just love that they started with Initial. That just immediately made me happy going into it. And all the other performances are great, and they end with a big group performance, and then there's also these additional little joint performances by different combos. I can't remember who everybody is. The only one I remember is Afterglow and Roselia, because the song that they sing is called Red and Violet. I can't remember. I think it is. It's amazing. It's a fantastic song that they perform together. And speaking of that, I'll save that for when we get to the end, yeah. But it was good. It was just good to watch. And also another thing that I gotta mention, because it was very apparent here, but it's something that I've noticed just going around it. The outfits that all the characters wear are just excellent. I don't remember if I mentioned this before either, but they're really good. Like, every time they come onto stage with like a new get-up for the group, really good. Like, the designers for the clothes that the characters wear, they're always nailing it. Like, a lot of the looks that the band has are really awesome. Afterglow especially, I think, in second stage looked awesome. And then May 5th, Poppin Dream. Oh gosh. This was amazing. This was a fantastic movie. I think it might be my favorite movie. Oh, that's a hard call because episode Roselia is so good. Yeah, this one is actually set after season 3, and it has these 3 bands: Morphonica, Roselia, and Poppin Potty going to Guam to perform at a concert. And man, it's just good. It's just so good. Like, I love these characters so much, so any opportunity I have to see them hang out and just be who they are with each other just makes me super happy. It was also great because this was the first time I was seeing a lot of Morphonica. So it was like, oh man, yay, you know, more characterization for these new kids that I don't know that well. Of course, I love Roselia, love Poppin Potty, so having them drive the action and the drama is always a win in my book. And it has some of the best animation up until this point. Rozelia's, I can't count how many times I've seen it. Their performance of Drive Us Crazy, it's amazing. That song is so good. It's another one that I've listened to without end because it's just, man, I don't even know what the word is. It's so incredibly insane, and it's gosh, I am out of words for how to praise Bang Dream, I think, but you get the idea. And then it ends with Poppin Potty performing a few songs together, which, what's the first one that they play that has Ty going really heavy on the guitar? It's not Initial. I mean, I always loved them playing Initial. Oh no, I forgot, and it really sucks because it's one of my favorite Poppin Potty songs. How could I forget? Time Lapse. I had to look it up. Time Lapse is such an outlier in Poppin Potty discography. Not to say that they don't get heavy sometimes with in terms of instrumentation, but man, the guitar, Ty's guitar on Time Lapse is something special. It's a really good sounding song, and the thing that really makes it great is that they end the whole thing on Tokimeki Experience, which I think is the opening for season 1, the opening song for season 1. And when it came up, when it started playing, and that's how they ended the movie, I was like, oh man, it took me back. And like, I've had like a month, 2 months experience, investment in Bang Dream, something like that. And hearing Tokimeki Experience at the end of Poppin Dream like brought it all together, like just all of it in my head, and I was like, I love this series, you know, like. And also, this was the movie where I finally realized, I think I accepted that Arisa was my favorite. Like, she had become my favorite earlier, but it was for some reason here where I realized, man, I like her a lot. Wow, just Poppin Dream's good. It's just so many fond memories of this series. I love Bang Dream so much, man. It's so good. And yeah, man, I don't know what else to say. So I won't say anything else. We'll just move on. So this was an interesting one. The 5th anniversary animation Circle Thanks Squatty. I think, so as you can see, I finished all this stuff like one after the other. May 1st, 4th, 5th. And then here was on the 13th. So I actually took some time off because I watched so much Bang Dream in a row. I was so obsessed with it. I kind of wish that I had spaced it out more, not just so I could enjoy it over a longer period of time instead of absorbing it all like immediately, but I just enjoyed it that much. So taking like a week off, or like a week and a half, 2 weeks, going into Circle Thanks Potty was great because like I come back after being away for like a week and a half, and this special has all the characters in it, everyone's in it, and like every time someone new appeared on screen and just says something, it was like meeting them again. It's like I've been away for only a week, and yet seeing them all together just made me really happy. And it was fun. It was just a nice little story of them just trying to do something nice for Circle, the live house that they've all performed at who knows how many times across all 3, well, season 2 and 3, because Space was the live house they performed that in 1, which closed down after 1. But Circle was like their go-to place, and then there was also Dub, which was Rozelia's go-to place. What was that, Galaxy? I don't remember. No, that would have been, I think, Roselia's. Man, I don't remember now. But basically, Circle is like the main one that everyone always goes to, so it was just nice. A nice performance for everyone together, and just seeing everybody chilling out just made me happy. Just seeing the whole cast together. So, hey, look, I don't have to talk about Bang Dream for about 5 minutes. Has that all I've been talking about? Yep, that's all I've been talking about. Oops. Oh, well, that's how you know that the brain rot is real. Like a few minutes into the day, yeah. This would have been the May 14th, but it rolled over into the 15th because I was playing late at night. So I actually did finish the entire game earlier. Like Pokemon Puzzle League. It's on the Nintendo N64 online thing. So it was around here that I actually bought that pass. I don't know if it was in May or probably in April that I got it. So I have access to N64 and Game Boy Advance games on my Switch, and they're a lot of fun to revisit. And Pokemon Puzzle League is just glorious. It's excellent. I've always enjoyed playing it. Like, it's one of those N64 games I spent so much time on because it's so fun and it's so hard because the AI clearly cheats. But it's enjoyable. And yeah, I beat all the story modes, all the difficulties up to super hard earlier. But I wanted to wait until I did everything. And the last thing that I had to do before I officially marked the game as done was the university. So all the puzzle challenges. We had to make all the blocks on the screen disappear in a few moves, basically. And yes, I looked up some of those solutions because I wasn't doing it. I think the funniest thing is that there was one solution. I'm just going to make a quick note here. That the video that I saw of it involved rotating two pieces that were like, the lines were in the middle of disappearing and it was falling, but it was in such a way that I'm like, you can't do that. Like, the guy did it in the video, but every time I tried, it just wouldn't work. Like, the window was so small, and I was like, I think you're doing it wrong. So I looked up a different, like a GameFAQs guide that was written, and the guy was like, hey, move this here, now move this here, and move this here, and then it worked. And I was like, oh, then that video that I was following, that guy did something completely different. I don't know if he thought that was the right thing or if that was an accident, but it was weird. And beyond that, I love it. Pokemon Puzzle League is fun. It's classic because it like, if you have experience up to the first movie, Pokemon the first movie, this game is just nostalgia for all that. It has all the gym leaders, all the classic Pokemon. Got Richie in it. Like, I swear he's never appeared again. Mewtwo, of course. Just everything about it. The music's fantastic. It has a bunch of new instrumentations based off of a bunch of really popular Pokemon songs from way back, and it's just, man, I don't even know what to say. Like, it's so good. It's just a fun game. I have Tetris Attack also because I think that was added to the SNES Online. If not Tetris Attack, then Panel de Pon I know was there. And as fun as that game is, the issue with it is that even on the hardest difficulty, it's not hard. So Pokemon Puzzle League scratched that itch by having its super hard mode being super hard and unfair. So that was good. That was fun. That's a good time. I love Pokemon Puzzle League. I should play it again just for the hell of it. Okay, back to Bang Dream. Sorry, not sorry. May 18th. I watched the. This is also in two parts, unlike just like the Roselia one. Morfonication. Morfonication special. It's these two special little movies based on Morphonica. I don't know where they take place timeline wise. It was like during season 3 of the anime or something like that. I can't remember, but it's not about the founding of Morphonica, so I still don't know how that happened. Because they're already together in this, but it's just about them, and you get to see their characterization, how this band works. And unfortunately, I've not memorized their names. I don't actually know their names all that well. The only one I know is Mashiro, the lead singer. I don't remember anyone else, and I feel bad about that. I should probably look that up just to be a little bit nicer to them. Like, I think one of them is named Toko. Let's see. Kurata Mashiro, right? That's the singer. Kigaya Toko on guitar. I believe Toko is on the left. Hiromachi Nanami on bass. Yes, Nanami is all the way on the right. Futaba Tsukushi on drums. She's in the middle. And Yashio Rui on violin. Yeah, on the left. Okay, so it's Rui, Toko, Chisato, Mashiro, Nanami. I was wrong. It's not Chisato. It's Tsukushi. Where did I get Chisato from? I think there is a Chisato in Bang Dream. Tsukushi. That's a weird one. Rui, Toko, Tsukushi, Mashiro, Nanami. All right. I mean, granted, a big focus on the special is on Toko and Mashiro, so those are the ones I remember the most. I can't remember. I forgot Rui. Like, she's the violinist and she's awesome. The violin in Morphonica is incredible. But like, the story is really simple. It's like they want to do something special because Mashiro's kind of down in the dumps, so they want to have like they want to spend a summer together just to kind of like bond the band tighter and like write new music. But Mashiro's having trouble with it due to a personal issue. And I just think my favorite thing about it is how it portrays Mashiro, because she like sees the world in a very interesting way, and she's not the only one like this. But she was the first one, and it's just really cool seeing her from her perspective, like all the colors and just how she sees the world. Like, I don't know how else to put it. It's really good. And it's something that everybody's always known, because they bring it up even in Film Live when they ask Mashiro to describe what she thinks of, you know, where they're at, and she uses really interesting, like, colorful language to describe the setting. And it's when you see this special and you see from her perspective what she does see the world as, it's really nice. And again, it's all spooky when she has her spirit broke and everything looks gloomy and terrible and sad. But the band is there to help her out, and I really, really appreciated that. Like, it's the best part about it, about Bang Dream, is just how much the characters in each specific band care for each other, which is something you saw with Poppin Potty in all 3 seasons. With Raise the Sweeland, they had a lot of drama in season 3 where the band almost fell apart there too. I forgot to bring that up. But it was really good how they tried to get back together and everything like that. And what happened with Choo Choo and Pareo, and this them here, Morphonica, with everyone and how much they want to support Mashiro and how everything turned out at the end of it is just so good. It's so good. Like, I blame myself on not remembering their names. It's not their fault, because the specials are great, and I think I like the characters. It's just that it's a lot. At this point, I swear, I don't even know if I can name all the members of all the bands. I doubt it. Maybe like the main ones. I'll try to do that at the end just for my own sanity. Morfonication is good. And then that brings us to another game. Hey, check it out. Yeah, I played more N64. This is something else that I was doing in the background between watching like 60 million episodes and hours of Bang Dream content and listening to all the music that I could get my hands on. May 22nd, I finished Paper Mario N64 Switch Online. Did I mention that for you? I didn't put N64 Switch Online here, but it was on the Switch Online because it's there. Yeah. I didn't write a lot for it because there's not a lot to write about the original Paper Mario. It's like Ryza. It's a good example. Just like how I said Ryza 2 is like an improvement in every single way to Ryza 1. But Ryza 1's still good. Still very good. Paper Mario, same thing. Paper Mario is fun. Super fun game. Thousand Year Door is like, it improves everything. Like, everything gets dialed up to insane degrees. So it's a lot of fun to go back and play classic Paper Mario and see how it set up this great foundation for what was to come next. Because it's still fun. Like, it has a really simple plot, you know, Bowser kidnaps a princess, gotta rescue her, gotta stop him. But man, it's so cute too. Just like the art style that it has for how everyone looks. It's fun though. It's entertaining. Like, it's just a nice classic little game to play. I think between it and Thousand Year Door, it's clearly like Thousand Year Door is improved in every way. But man, original Paper Mario has a lot good going for it too, and it was a lot of fun to play. It was very enjoyable to return to it. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since I played it. Good stuff. I think I actually almost bought it on Wii U near the end of the... I think it was on Wii U near the end of the eShop, but I never did, so it was nice to be able to play it again this way. I don't have much else to say about that. It was good. I enjoyed it. Oh, fucking hell. I could spend like an hour talking about King Osier, like I mentioned in the other video, or Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, like I mentioned in the other video. And I have spent hours talking about like why I don't like Xenoblade 3, and I could probably do that for hours on end. But I would rather trade all that away and just talk about, for like the next however long someone will be willing to listen to me, how excellent and incredible Bang Dream It's My Go was. I don't even know if I would be able to properly put it into words how incredible this season was. 13 episodes. But like by comparison, I had Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds as my favorite anime of all time. It's like 140, 50 episodes, I think, something like that. This, in 13 episodes, gave me the investment in its characters and story and everything, and the emotional attachment in 13 episodes that it took another show dozens to get to. It's not to say that it took me forever to like 5Ds. That's not even true at all. I remember I got attached to it a lot quicker than I thought I would, because, you know, card games with motorcycles sound silly. And then I watched like the first riding duel and I was like, that was cool. And then I watched the second one and I was like, this is awesome. It's just fascinating that with such a small amount of runtime in the grand scheme of things, once again, 13 episodes, 12 if we're being super fair, and I care so fucking much about it. It's insane. I was not expecting it at all, because when I had posted on the Reddit, I posted on the Reddit after I finished watching seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Bang Dream, and I made a post talking about how I just finished the seasons, and I really enjoyed it. I talked about all the things I liked about season 2 and 3, and every time I talked about Bang Dream, the movies that I was watching, Morfonication, Poppin Dream, the film lives, everything, I was like, I'm having so much fun. This is so great. There would always be one comment or two comments from fans who were like, man, can't wait for you to watch It's My Go. And it's like it was a common thread in all the posts that I made about it. It always got me thinking, I wonder why they're so excited for me to see it. I saw like one meme image about MyGo and compared to the rest of Bang Dream. I can't remember what it was. It was like, I think it was like an episode of Bang Dream, and it was like a character from Bang Dream being happy or something like that, I think. And then it was like an episode of MyGo, and it was a character from Bang Dream looking sad and miserable. And what that impression gave me was that It's My Go was bad. That was like my first thing when I saw that meme. I was like, oh, do people not enjoy watching It's My Go? Is that what that means? But I didn't know anything going into it else beyond that little meme image, and then all the comments on Reddit being like, man, I can't wait for you to watch that one. So believe me when I say I was completely floored by how fucking incredible it wound up being. Like, I was caught off guard in every possible way by how good this shit was. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Bang Dream It's My Go is one of the greatest shows I've seen. Not even like anime, just overall. And I know it's like, oh man, that's heavy praise, man. You're like overdoing it. It's like, maybe if you want to believe that, you're free to believe that. But I firmly believe everything that I'm saying. I gain nothing by lying, and I gain nothing. Like, I don't even gain anything by telling the truth, let's be honest. But I have no reason to lie. I finished watching it on May 28th. I believe I took 3 or 4 days to watch it. And there are several episodes that I have seen 2 or 3 times in a row because I had to. I just had to watch it again. Unlike Morphonica, which I'm still sad that I can't keep their names straight in my head. I could never forget the name of these 5 if I tried. So left to right, Rana, Anon, Tomori. No, sorry, Soyo. There's a reason I got that one mixed up. You'll see. Soyo, Tomori, Anon, and Taki. Man, they're really good. Man, they're really good. Actually, trying to think. Can I remember their full names? I think, is she Kaname Rana? I think Nagasaki Soyo, something like that. Chihaya Anon. Tamagatsu Tomori, I think is her full name. Taki, though, I don't remember. Ricky. Gosh. Maybe I just mixed up Soyo and Anon right there. Believe me, I realized it real quick, but yeah, gosh, and it's even worse because those two are like my favorites. Never gonna live that down. I'm gonna be mad at myself. You don't even have to be mad at me. I'm mad at me. I'm trying to think of what to say. Like, I'm trying to think of what else to say to detail about how much I loved it, so I'm not just looking like an idiot being happy about it. But man, I don't have words. I mean, you can read this posted here, but like, I wrote this and I reread it myself, and I'm like, this does not capture how much this series meant to me. How much it affected me watching it. It comes off almost too robotic. Sounds like I'm just like writing it out as like more of a review, like completely devoid of emotion, and I have no idea why I wrote it like that. Yeah, but oh my gosh, like I mentioned that season 2 of Bank 3 made me cry. It did. I don't remember. Did I cry at all during 5Ds? I remember getting really emotional. I don't remember crying, but I really like. There were really good moments in 5Ds. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 made me bawl like a baby when I finished it. This had me so heavily affected. All I have to do is think about the most emotional moments in this show, and it can just get me on the edge. And then if I watch it, it just happens again. The big performances that I remember seeing, the finale, like, I watched those episodes again because I had to. Once again, I loved them so much. I need to see it again. Every single time I watched it, it had the exact same effect on me as the first time that I watched it. Like, it was just that effective of a thing. And it's just, oh man, I don't, like, I guess to actually talk about it for like a bit, because I don't want to go into the full depths of it because I feel like that'll ruin it for people. But man, it's set, I don't know when, but I think the cool thing about it is that I started watching this after I've been playing the game on the phone for a while. And on the phone, it's set, your primary place to hang out is Ring, which is another shoot off, another, I don't know what the word is, Circle, but it's like a new live house that Circle made separate from Circle somewhere else that's bigger, and it's called Ring, and that's the central focus in the game, where like the game's main story takes place there. And it's so cool going into here and seeing Ring as the setting for where they all go for rehearsals, or where they go to hang out, or where they go to perform, that it's at Ring. And I was like, oh man, this was in the game, I was there. And the other thing is that we follow primarily Anon, and later Tomori, through the season, and all the characters, all the other like 35 characters from the first 2 seasons, for the first 3 seasons, are gone. Like, they're not in focus at all. It's these 5 and nothing else. But they still populate the world, so they'll still pop up across the season, and every time they did, it made me so happy just to see them. Especially because they were in positions that I know that they were in. Like, gosh, who was it? I was about to say, Kasumi, of course, but who else? Oh no. Let's see, Kasumi, Tai, Arisa. God darn it. Saya. There we go. I was going through the band in my head trying to remember. Saya and Kasumi in the game are stated as to be working at Ring. Like, they have new part-times at Ring as employees. And in this show, you see them both there because, of course. And it's just like getting to see them pop up and just be in the world. Like, it's so good. It's so good just to see them again. As you can see, there was a bit of a stretch. I think it was a bit of a longer stretch. I finished this on May 28th. When was the last one? 18th. So yeah, 10 days later. And in that time, I watched... I did it again. I watched MyGo, and man... I should watch it again. I should just... whatever. I should just go through the whole thing again, because it's worth it. It's so worth it. And, man... I was... great. It was great to finish it, but I was also bummed that I finished it because that's it. As of as of May 28th, I caught up on all the animated Bang Dream content. And the next season that's coming out is Bang Dream Ave Musica, and that is in January, I think. It started next year. It's starting next year, and I am so excited for it. Like, the only thing that's come out for it, I believe, is a short trailer. I've not seen it, and I don't think I want to. Like, I've only seen screenshots of the trailer. I don't think I want to see the trailer. No, I know I don't want to see it. I just want to see Ave Musica, and I'm so fucking excited. Because MyGo is just so good, and I'm just like, I can't wait. I can't wait. All right, that brings us to the end of May. Nothing else to say. I talked about Bang Dream for pretty much an hour now since I recorded the last two things together. Worth it though, to get it out there how much I love this shit. In May, really? 3 months, almost gonna be 4 since then. Shocking. Yeah, I recommend it. It's just one of those things I recommend. And once again, unlike the other ones, I don't know if I would say that you need all the previous content to watch MyGo, since the character references and the nods to the previous seasons, you don't need them, I don't think, to enjoy MyGo, since it's primarily focused on the new characters. I would still say, do it anyway. I mean, if you're gonna watch Bang Dream, go all in like me and watch it all, because it's worth it. Absolutely worth it. Anyway, this video wound up long because I got on to talking about Bang Dream like a maniac again. Never again, though. Well, at least not in any of the future videos, because this was it. For the rest of the year, it's other games and shows and other unrelated to Bang Dream things that we can all check out. So, yeah. Anyway, until next time, y'all. Thanks for listening to me prattle on about Bang Dream for another 40 minutes. Until next time, hasta.